I welcome you all. We are about to resume with our English lesson. Yesterday, in our English lesson, we looked at adjectives, whereby we say that an adjective is a word which explains more about a noun. If you don't want to say that, you can say which talks more about a noun. Or an adjective is a word which describes a noun. That word which talks more about a noun. Somebody will ask me that, teacher, what is a noun? A noun is a name of a person or a name of anything. Any name, that one is regarded as a noun. The adjectives that we looked at yesterday, we didn't divide them the way they change into their comparative and superlative. We looked at them as a whole. Now let us have a review over those adjectives that we looked at yesterday. We had the adjective color, we had the adjective, then we also had the comparative, we had the comparative, and we also had the superlative. We also had the superlative. We said that with the adjective, here they are regarded as the first class degree. Comparative are regarded as the second class degree, and the superlatives are regarded as the third class degree. When we talk of the comparative, the word comparative comes from the word compare. You compare the two. When it comes to comparing the three, that's when you talk of the superlative. But when you are comparing the two, that is the comparative. Comparative. I think we are together. Then we have, with the side of adjective, we can have an adjective, small. Small. What about when you are comparing the two? We say smaller. With adjectives, with the superlatives of some adjectives, we add er to the comparative. With comparatives of some adjectives, not all that take er, as we are going to see. We shall see how each adjective change into comparative form. Then, what about when you are comparing the three? We say smallest. Smallest, you just add est with the superlative. You can have tall. Though this one is tall, but again, this one looks a little bit taller than this one here. Then we say taller, taller, then tallest, tallest. We can say white, white. This road is wide. Then wider. You add the er. Then widest. Sorry. Widest. You can say big, big. Then bigger, bigger, and biggest. We can say sharp. This knife is sharp. If you don't handle it with care, it can even cut you. Then we have sharper, then sharpest. We can also have high, high. Then when you are comparing the two, we say higher. When you go to the superlative, we say highest. You can say bright as your adjective. This girl is bright. Sorry. This girl is bright. But when you look what another one is work, you find that the next person is again brighter than the first one. Brighter. You add ER. Then brightest. 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 And many others. Here we have been just reviewing, passing through over the work that we looked at yesterday. We are just reminding ourselves over the adjectives that we looked at yesterday, whereby we say that with some adjectives, when changing them into their comparative class, what we do, we add ER to the adjective. And when it comes to the superlative, we add EST. Then now, we are going to look at another group of adjectives and how they change to their comparative and superlative. Let me clean off this one here because we learned it already. We were just reminding ourselves. Now what we are going to look at are some of the adjectives that end with the letter Y. We want to see how they change with their comparatives. With the adjectives which end with the letter Y, when we are writing their comparative, we drop letter Y. Okay? Here we are looking at comparison. Comparison of adjectives. We are looking at comparison of adjectives. I told you that with the adjectives which end with the letter Y, when we are writing their comparative, we drop letter Y and we replace it with IER. Let me write that. With adjectives, that end with letter Y, when writing their comparative, all second class degree, comparative, we drop letter Y, and replace it with IER. With adjectives that end with the letter Y, when we are writing their comparative, what we do, we drop that last letter Y, and we replace it with IER. Then, with their superlative, we replace letter Y with I-E-S-T. With the aspirative, we add on I-E-S-T. If you are writing the aspirative, I mean those adjectives that end with letter Y. When you are writing the aspirative, what you do, you replace I-E-S-T. You don't bring in your letter R on letter Y. Instead, you just add on I-E-S-T, as we are going to see. Now let us have our adjective side. Our adjective side have the adjective, then the comparative, and the aspirative. Those are the three classes that we have. This time let me draw some lines, at least to separate them. Those adjectives that end with letter Y are not so many, like these ones that take ER when changed into the second class degree. Now, among those adjectives that end with letter Y, we have this one here, which everybody likes so much. We have that adjective, happy. Happy. You might be happy, maybe. If you are happy, you just give a smile. Then your friend comes, while shouting, laughing on top of her voice. That one we say, she's happier. Happier. Though this one is happy, but again when you look at the other one is beyond happier. Now what are we going to do? This is what I have just explained. That we drop this last letter, Y, and replace it with I-E-R. For example, you are going to write your happier. You don't bring in back your letter Y. Instead, you replace it with the I-E-R. Betty is happy, but Annette is happier. Then there is somebody who will come while laughing, shouting at the same time, shedding tears because of joy. That one we shall say, she's the happiest. 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 It is going to be written like that. Happy, happier, happiest. The work might be easy. We have this adjective here. Teacher gave us an easy work. Maybe you are in primary 7 and we are given the P5 work. You call that one easy. Again, you will find another paper whereby it is full of P3 work. That one is easier. The P3 work or the P1 to P2 work is easier. Easier. You add I-E-R. This letter Y, you replace it with the I-E-R if you are comparing the two. What about if you are given nursery work? Do you say it is easy? You say it was the easiest. 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 You don't bring back your letter R, neither your letter Y. This girl might be lazy. Maybe in doing the work, maybe in the way she does her work. You can say that girl is lazy, but you find somebody even holding a spoon to eat food. She cannot manage. She wants somebody to come and spoon feed her. We say that one is lazier. Lazier. Then you will find somebody who is beyond. This one cannot hold the spoon. But the other one, even bathing herself, she can't. That one is the laziest. 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 She's the laziest girl in the class. Then we can have this one here. Ladies are supposed to be tidy in whatever they do. They are supposed to be tidy, very clean and tidy. You can look at somebody and say, that girl is tidy, very organized and tidy. But you find another one is extreme. You say, in fact, this one is tidier. Though the other one is tidy, but this one is tidier. What about the other one? In fact, you just look at her and say, no, you deserve a model. Or you deserve a medal. So that one is the tidiest. She's the tidiest in the whole school. Tidiest. Then we can also have, we always hear people making noise. Noise. You say noise, that is a noisy class. Pure class. Those ones are noisy. But again, when you go to the top class, you find it is too much. They are noisy. Noisy. Again, when you go to the baby class, it is worse. That is the order of their day. They are supposed to talk, they are supposed to shout, they are supposed to do whatever they wish. They are the noisiest. 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 Then we can also have pretty. She's a pretty girl. She is a pretty girl. The other one is prettier. Prettier. Then prettiest. Prettiest. Then we can also have merry. Merry. Merrier. 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 Then merriest. And many others. And many others. So, these are some of the adjectives. These are some of the adjectives which end with the letter Y, and when we are looking at their comparative and disparative, they change in different ways. Okay, with the disparative, they have a uniform that we add on IER, and with the disparatives, they have IEST. That is their disparative. Now let us pass through of what we have just looked at. Let us pass through of what we have just looked at, so that you understand properly. There we are. We come back here from where we started from. We say that comparison of adjectives. And I told you that the word comparative comes from the word compare. So when we talk of comparison, we are comparing. We might be comparing the two or the three. Whereby the two, we call that one the comparative, and the three, we call that one the disparative. With the adjectives that end with the letter Y, when writing their comparative, we drop letter Y and replace it with IER. We replace it with IER. That is when we are writing their comparative. And when it comes to the disparative, we add on IER. Then, let us have this table. Here are some of the examples of those adjectives that end with letter Y. We have the first class degree, that is the adjective, second class degree, the comparative, and the superlative. On the side of adjective, we have happy. Happy. With happy, it has its comparative as happier, its superlative as happiest. You can see how we have dropped this one here and what we have replaced it with. We have easy, easier, easiest. We have lazy, lazier, laziest. Tidy, tidier, tidiest. Noisy, noisier, noisiest. Pretty, prettier, prettiest. Merry, merrier, merriest. Then we have this last one here. Busy. Can you give me its comparative? Then its superlative. Thank you very much. I like you for that. Let us end there for the time being. We shall continue from there.